Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors are Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. Balsall Heath in Birmingham, there's been a shooting yesterday at 8 PM yesterday evening. I've got a big up and special thanks to Umar Saeed official _ on Instagram for getting me this footage from the scene. He also got a quote from what he says is a police officer at the scene as well.
Just till I thought Balsall Heath was a safe place. Right now, at 8:30, 3 white men attacked an Asian guy on Mary Street.
Yeah, it's an incident regarding, I think, a shooting, probably most likely drugs and that, involving 2 parties, some West Indians and Asians. We're still in the progress of finding stuff out.
So go and follow him up, thank you. Police are appealing for information following shots that had been fired during a collision with a car and a van on Mary Street in Balsall Heath shortly before 8 PM yesterday on the 26th of. They understand that a Citroen C3 that was seen at the scene and a white VW transporter collided near to a junction with Balsall Health Road. There is a lot of CCTV in this area and police have obtained that already and say that a shot was fired at the Citroen from the direction of the van and as they tried to flee the scene. They do not believe anybody was injured as a result of the incident. However, they want to speak to everyone involved to ensure that they are safe. A cordon remains in place on Mary Street for forensic examination. Detective Inspector Richard Marsh from the 4CID said they are keeping an open mind in the investigation as it's in the early stages. However, it would appear to be a targeted attack. That is what the police officer at the scene told Umar as well today, is that they said it was West Indian males and Asian males involved in the incident. Initial reports said there was 3 white males involved, but I believe that has now been changed. This follows a spate of shootings in the past month or 2 during lockdown in the Birmingham area. Some of them have gone unreported. Several shootings in house properties that Vice News covered and I've also covered on the channel as well. But I really appreciate everybody that does try to send me as much news as they can, video footage, stories to react to, but please as well try to keep your eye out for any positive news as well. Send me all your positive news. I'll definitely feature it in episodes in the coming weeks as well. Going all the way up to Manchester, in this story, 3 people have been stabbed and a boy who is 14 years old has been arrested for having a firearm. A knife fight happened in the Longsight area yesterday. It reported that 2 people, including a 14-year-old boy, were arrested for having a gun and 1 is in hospital for stab wounds in a knife fight in Longsight. Police were called to Malden Road at around 6:15 in the evening on Monday and discovered a fight between 2 groups of people who all had knives. Police believed there was a firearm present also, but it was not discharged. A man who is 38 years old was taken to hospital with stab wounds and he was also arrested for assault. A 14-year-old boy was taken to hospital with stab wounds and he has been arrested on possession of a firearm. They both remain in hospital but are both in stable condition. Another 15-year-old boy had stab wounds and has since been discharged and arrested on suspicion of assault also. So it seems that nobody in this story is actually completely innocent. So everybody had some sort of other charge waiting for them since this happened. But to actually understand what a 14-year-old boy is doing with a firearm, especially up north with the murder of Rhys Jones in Liverpool, it's very hard to imagine how many children do have access to firearms in this day and age. This is a series of different firearm discharges in the Manchester area, involving one where armed police were scrambled after reports of gunshots, but 4 incidents of vandalism in the Manchester and Stockport area. Armed police were called following a number of early morning vandalism raids across the South Manchester suburbs. One incident, a neighbour reported seeing masked men brandishing a shovel shouting, "This is for the money you owe us." Police were initially called to reports of gunshots in Ascot Parade in Burnage at around 8:20 AM this morning on Tuesday the 26th of May. Uniformed officers attended the scene and a brick had been thrown through a window on the avenue, but no gunshots were fired. Offenders fled the scene in a Mercedes A-Class that was found abandoned 3 miles away in the Greater Manchester area. Firearms officers in the Chiltern area conducted an immediate search. No one was found and no one was arrested. Officers were reported to several other incidents across the South Manchester area during the day as well, involving vandalism and reports of firearms, but there was no arrest actually made. So this shows that it's a growing problem as we're coming out of lockdown, with more and more people out on the streets bumping into each other and then engaging in violence. So this final story is from northwest London. It involves the theft of 43 designer watches. So that is easily going to be potentially £1 million worth of watches. It happened on the 13th of March. And with northwest London and some positive news as well, my friend Mr. Tasty has just started a YouTube channel for reactions. He's going to have guests from all walks of life and different people in the industry, rappers, models. So don't forget to go and follow him as well to go and support his reaction channel. But coming back to this story, they approached the driver of the van. It was a special delivery, very private. They was going abroad, these watches were, coming from London. They loaded their own car with the boxes containing 43 high-value watches. The driver was not physically injured. The suspects made off in an Audi A3 and they have not been traced. The watches were privately owned when stolen, and the police investigation is being led by CID in London. They have named some of the watches, including a Cartier and also a Mont Blanc. So the actual full value of these actual watches, we don't know, and maybe we won't find out. But at the same time, I thought it was an interesting story to share, to see the high demand for these stolen watches. They do say they're very easily traced and they're hard to sell. So I really appreciate you joining me today. Don't forget to follow it online as well at Scarcity Studios and our Facebook at Scarcity Studios as well. Peace.